below us in the hallway. Stairs to the third floor are in the foyer and behind me in this corner, along with an elevator. Please note these bathrooms are also accessible. Additionally, there is a mobile restroom for your convenience located outside the foyer doors to the right and around the sidewalk. Thank you for your attention. afternoon. May I have your attention, please? On behalf of the University of Lynchburg campus community, it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you to our 120th commencement exercises. We are very pleased to have you with us for this special occasion. For your convenience, I'd like to share the following information. In consideration of others, please silence your mobile devices for the duration of the ceremonies. We ask that you remain seated during the processional, as well as the remainder of the ceremony, to allow all family and guests to see the candidates for graduation and the entire program. Please note the locations of our restrooms facilities which are available on this level in the foyer, as well as the level below us in the hallway. Stairs to the third floor are in the foyer and behind me in the corner, along with an elevator. Please note these restrooms are also accessible. Drinking fountains and restroom facilities are located in the front entrance foyer and on the lower level of this building. Individual graduation photos will be provided by Photo Specialties. An email with a password for online viewing will be sent to each graduate. There is no obligation to purchase. The commencement exercises are being streamed live at www.lynchburg.edu, and a recording will be available later to view online. Following the benediction, please remain seated as the platform, trustees, students, and faculty recess. Please plan to meet your graduate out on Schellenberger Field. Finally, please join us for a reception in the Health Science Building on Monticello Avenue immediately following the commencement exercises. Thank you very much for your attention. Now let the processional begin.
All right, you all may be seated. All right, hello, my name is Johnny Price, and I had the pleasure of serving our cohort as Vice President. To begin, on behalf of the 2023 cohort, I would like to thank the University of Lynchburg, our faculty, mentors, clinical instructors, and all others that contributed to our growth and development. I would also like to express the greatest gratitude to those in the audience, both in person and online, and those that are no longer with us today. Without your guidance and support, we would not be where we are today. May 19th, 2023 marks an important date in our journey as official doctors of physical therapy. And before I dive too much into the juicy stuff, yes, of course, today also includes finally fulfilling the promise that we made back at White Coat Ceremony to provide you all with free physical therapy services. We have worked tirelessly over the past several years, learning and growing both in the classroom, lab, and in the clinical setting. We've bonded together as a class, which I can now say feels like family. We faced adversity during a global pandemic, or as Dr. Eagler would say, the thing that shall not be named. Worked across different clinical teams, and throughout it all, been truly committed to our patients and their outcomes. As we look back on our journey, we should feel confident and proud of the knowledge and skills that we have acquired, our ability to think critically during challenging cases, and our empathy for patients going through their healing journeys. Plus, although 15-year-old me would not agree, it's pretty cool to say that today we're officially graduating from the 19th grade. In just a few moments, we will officially be healthcare professionals who will make a difference in the lives of others. Let us never forget how powerful physical therapy can be. Even small improvements in function, mobility, and quality of life can have a profound impact on our patients and their loved ones. As we move forward, remember to stay connected to the passion that led us to this profession. Let us continue to learn and grow by seeking out mentorship, professional development. Let us continue to challenge ourselves, stay up to date with the latest evidence-based practice, and commit ourselves to a life of service using our skills, knowledge, and compassion to create a better world. I'd like to leave a final remark as a guest speaker from a great speaker that I frequently look back on. Dreams without goals are just dreams. On the road to achieving your dreams, you must apply discipline, but more importantly, consistency. Because without commitment, you'll never start. Without consistency, you'll never finish. Above all else, don't simply aspire to make a living, aspire to make a difference. Congratulations again to my fellow cohort, and thank you for all the memories that we've created together. I'm proud to say that I'm a part of the 2023 DPT family. I wish you all the best as we enter this next chapter. Please stay in touch, and I'll see you at work. Thank you.
Welcome, trustees, faculty, staff, parents, and friends, and especially the graduating class of 2023. Woohoo! My name is Alison Morrison-Shetler. I'm president of this fabulous University of Lynchburg, and it is my honor and privilege to preside over this glorious commencement ceremony here at the university. You know, when I arrived a few years ago, I shared my vision for the University of Lynchburg. And that vision is built upon 3 pillars: leadership development, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and the pursuit of innovation in all that we do. Already, I've seen our future, your future, taking shape with the underlying support of these 3 pillars. As you leave this place, I hope you will build upon your future atop our 3 pillars, values that are in the DNA of this institution. And I hope that these pillars become as much a part of your genetic makeup as they are a part of mine. Congratulations, graduates. It is a great day to be a Hornet. Before we proceed with the ceremony, I forgot this part, I want to read our land acknowledgement statement. You know, we acknowledge the Monacan Indian nation as the traditional stewards of the land on which the University of Lynchburg now sits, and we offer our respect to the Monacan people, past, present, and emerging. Thank you.
Look at you. Don't you look good? Take a look at each other. A little mental snapshot of what a special day this is. And how much you've all grown from the 1-inch individuals you were on my computer screen that first class because of COVID. You've all grown up in so many different ways. Graduation. The word itself stirs up joy and pride. Celebration. Celebration. And we're all here to celebrate you, your family, your friends, faculty, administration. We're all here because of you. If we didn't know you, we wouldn't be here. We'd be doing something else on a nice Friday afternoon. But we're here to celebrate you. No doubt you agree that much of your success is indeed due to your family and your loved ones here today. So I'm going to ask you to stand and show your appreciation to those here today who support you, and they are here celebrating you. Please stand and give them a shout out. And before you sit down, I know you want to do the same for your faculty, your tremendous faculty. You may be seated. That's the best you've ever listened to me. Graduation. Wasn't it yesterday I had the privilege to have you all come to my class and sit on my screen in my living room? COVID, summer of 2020. You all were about, again, 1 inch tall on my screen. You impressed me then during that summer with your resilience and your ability to keep moving forward in light of much uncertainty. Trust me, I had just as much uncertainty as you all did, but I wouldn't want to tell you that then. Today, 2 words I want to share with you all. One is celebrate, and the second one is commit. Indeed, celebrate this special accomplishment. Be proud of yourself. Celebrate yourself. We applaud you and your commitment to a lifetime of service to those in need. And I also like to go back to orientation, which also was virtual, back in June of 2019, where I shared with you that although the University of Lynchburg we pride ourselves on being student-centered, I shared with you there was someone more important to me and to our program than you. And that person is the first patient you will touch as a doctor of physical therapy. And we're all so close there now, right? My ultimate responsibility, and a faculty responsibility, is to that first patient you'll put your hands on as a licensed doctor of physical therapy. After that, though, you'll have your first patient. Now what? I would encourage you to think of it, to modify your goal just a bit. And that would be that your number one goal will now be to provide the best care for your next patient. All-nighters? Maybe not. But indeed, much looking at the literature, talking to experts, getting the needed information for how you might help better care for that next patient. You're ready, but please remember as we celebrate you that today it's not a finish line. In some ways, it's a starting line, as tired as you may be. Because see, you now are on for the next race to provide the care for those in need. You are prepared. Your faculty and I know that. You are ready to go. So we celebrate you. And then we're going to commit. We ask that you would commit. I remember working with you all that first semester to develop your mission statement. What a challenge that was, to take a group online and develop a mission statement within 2 hours. And we did that. And during your 3 years here at the University of Lynchburg, you clearly demonstrated your commitment to that mission statement. Allow me to read it and encourage you to hear it today in the spirit of celebration, but also commitment as you move forward. The University of Lynchburg DPT 2023 cohort mission, that seems so long ago, doesn't it? Is to work collaboratively to develop future leaders dedicated to lifelong learning, who strive to enhance patient well-being, creating a positive, lasting impact on the community, locally and globally. We build lifelong patient and professional relationships, cultivating joy and excellence. We demonstrate commitment to the profession through adaptability, resilience, and integrity, bravely facing the unknown. That mission statement still stands, I hope, in your hearts today. We celebrate you. We applaud your commitment to the high quality care. Thank you for letting the University of Lynchburg be part of this journey. And please tell that first patient, Dean Smith said hello. We've been waiting a long time to meet him or her. May they be your new teachers. Thank you.
They let the short guy go third, so. All right. Welcome, friends and family, to the commencement and hooding ceremony for the class of 2023. I've had the privilege of working with this group of students since June of 2020, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to represent the program's faculty as we watch them take this final step towards graduation, or towards their careers. The last 3 years have been a necessary and rigorous exercise, but now the real work begins. After today's graduation ceremony, the formal part of your education to become a physical therapist will end. The next time you practice, you'll be the expert. There won't be a clinical instructor to guide you through a complicated case or a faculty member to nudge you in the right direction. Starting tomorrow, the buck stops with you. The tough clinical decisions will be yours to make and defend. I know each of you are well prepared to seize this opportunity and learn to trust yourself and build confidence in your practice. Now, for the last time, you kind of have to indulge me and listen to a couple more remarks. So, a couple of remarks, so no more than that. But number one, since the first day, we've highlighted the necessity of lifelong learning and evidence-based practice. Today, I want to continue to stress the importance of following the evidence and encourage you to consult the literature whenever you need direction. In our profession, practice patterns evolve quickly to meet the demands of healthcare, and it's your job to make certain you are delivering the most effective and most efficient care possible. In order to do that, you must learn something new every single day and be willing to change your approach when new evidence is presented. And then the second thing, you will be the future leaders of our profession. You will shape the way we deliver care, and you'll be instrumental in expanding our scope of practice. It will also be your job to reach populations and individuals that currently have limited access to our services. I personally believe physical therapists are optimally positioned to move healthcare toward the wellness and prevention model where people have access to our services before they have symptomatic conditions. I know that many of you share this point of view, and I look forward to our profession's growth in that direction. I know our profession is in good hands, and I'm excited to see where you take us. So congratulations to the graduates of Lynchburg's 2023 DPT cohort. And I now have the honor of introducing your commencement speaker, Kyle Kirby. Kyle was selected by his classmates to deliver the official commencement address. Kyle is a native of Richmond, Virginia. He earned his Bachelor of Science degree in Exercise Science in 2020 from Virginia Commonwealth University, and he's a certified strength and conditioning specialist. Soon, Kyle will begin his career as a physical therapist in an outpatient orthopedic setting. Please welcome Kyle to the platform.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome you this afternoon to the 2023 Doctor of Physical Therapy cohort's graduation. First of all, thank you to all the parents, friends, and family who have come out today to support the class of 2023. We wouldn't be here without you. I would also like to give a huge thanks to all of our professors, CIs, and University of Lynchburg staff that helped us grow as physical therapists. So next, getting into, I am greatly honored to be chosen by my class. We took a vote, and I'm the one who ended up speaking, so here I am. I'm usually the type of person who kind of wings speeches and presentations, but today I'll be reading from a script, so here goes nothing. I would like to start off today's speech with a favorite quote of mine from famous bodybuilder and 8-time Mr. Olympia, Mr. Ronnie Coleman. Everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but don't nobody want to lift any heavy weight. You know, PT school is pretty similar. We all started out in our respective undergraduate majors, most in kinesiology, exercise science, and biology, and many more. One common theme that most of us heard in undergrad from our fellow classmates is that everybody wants to be a physical therapist. I feel like many of these people failed to grasp what it would take to become a physical therapist. Not only did you have to have the best grades, complete internships, and shadowing hours, and score high on the GRE, but you also had to be accepted into a program that typically takes 30 to 50 students per year, depending on the school. We are the ones who made it into physical therapy through hard work and perseverance, and I would like to congratulate all my fellow classmates on that today. Now, I would like to talk about our class of 2023s, aka the COVID cohort's unique story with physical therapy school. We entered physical therapy school during the beginning of the pandemic in June 2020, and we're completely online, which is unheard of for physical therapy school. Typically, entering physical therapy school looks like this. We begin an anatomy lab and lecture to hone in our knowledge on the body and prepare us for future courses and get to build relationships with our classmates. Instead of getting to meet face-to-face in the lab, we were in little square boxes on Google Meet, which had our name and a picture. And then we were stuck in groups of 6 people, which were primarily the only people we interacted with in our class. This experience was tough for me because I felt like I was back in a class of strangers again, like in undergrad. We then went into our fall and spring semester our first year, which was partially in person for our labs, and we were placed in family groups, which consisted of 5 to 6 people. These were the only people we interacted with at school and were supposed to interact with outside of school. I was glad to finally come face to face with my classmates and professors, but it still felt like we were strangers. This continued throughout the spring semester, and then the worry became, will we go on our first clinical rotation? Dr. Elam fortunately was able to work her magic and managed to get us out on our clinical rotations. What I learned from first year is to just trust the process and keep pushing forward regardless of what happens. After first year, I had a particular patient in my first rotation that really helped to drive me to become a better physical therapist. As I entered our first clinical rotation in the summer of 2021 at a skilled nursing facility, I began questioning if I was truly cut out to be a physical therapist. The imposter syndrome was real during the beginning of this clinical. Something I think helped get me through this part was being a dynamic student, part of the dynamic student physical therapist duo with my classmate Brandon Taylor. Due to the limited number of clinical sites available during COVID, we ended up working together throughout our 6-week clinical, which helped us both grow and become better physical therapists. The one patient that really left a mark on me during that rotation drove me to be a better physical therapist. Our patient was a male who was a former business and finance professor who went from being a fully functional adult with no limitations to being wheelchair-bound and requiring full-time care in a nursing home. The doctors could not figure out exactly what happened to him, but he experienced stroke-like weakness throughout his whole body. He was cognitively sharp and loved talking about business and finance during his treatment sessions. This was the first patient where I really questioned, could I do anything to help him? I was upset and frustrated because I truly wanted to see this patient get better, but I had no clue where to start. Fortunately, my CI helped to guide Brandon and myself along in this treatment, and we began to see some small gains in strength and overall function. Unfortunately, our time was cut short with them when our clinical was over, but we ended up getting quite the surprise after our fall semester of second year. Brandon and I went to visit our former patient at the skilled nursing facility, which is only about a 30-minute drive from the school. After we completed our final exams, we were stressed and worried whether we got the scores we needed to move on to the next semester. As we walked into the clinic, to our surprise, our patient was waiting for us to say hello and proceeded to stand and walk with a rolling walker after requiring a ton of assistance just to stand with us during our time there. I stood there in shock and watched a miracle occur right before my eyes. All of his hard work had paid off and he was back to walking. We then sat with him and he prayed with us about the results of our final exams. He even said, "You both remind me of my 2 sons," and that he really appreciates all the help we gave him. This is the patient who I think of when I stop believing in myself. While I may not have all the answers, it's important to take a step back and realize you are treating a person too, and need to make your interventions not only help the individual's impairments, but help them as a person also. Now, back to the COVID cohort story. Entering second year in the fall of August 2022, we finally felt like we might know a little bit of something about physical therapy, but adversity struck again. Our family groups were shuffled around, and many of us were with people who we barely knew at all. While this was tough for some of us at first, I feel like this was the turning point for our cohort, and we finally started to feel like a class rather than strangers. We began to get to know each other better and really came together as a class. As COVID restrictions began easing up, it began to feel like we were actually in physical therapy school with patient models, in-person classes, Special Olympics, and many other activities. While it seems like everything was finally great, I will say second year was the toughest out of physical therapy school. I know many of us, including myself, questioned whether I would make it through second year. Balancing the amount of courses we were in, SPY groups, and studying while trying to maintain somewhat of a social life was tough. My biggest takeaway from second year was to just take everything one day at a time, and you will eventually reach the end. Going into the fall of third year, we were all excited because we just completed our second clinical rotation in the summer of 2022 and realized the end is near. All of our hard work is starting to pay off, and we are becoming better physical therapists by the day. COVID restrictions are lifted, and for the most part, our life is finally returning back to normal. In the fall, we took a few courses to prepare us for our final clinical rotations, but for the most part, we were really able to enjoy ourselves and get to know each other on a personal basis. Then we entered the third clinical rotation for 8 weeks, and we are one step closer to the end. I could say this was the turning point for me, which really helped me to transform my treatment style. Shout out to my third CI, Eric. Finally, in January 2023, we all enter our final and fourth clinical rotation and see the light at the end of the tunnel. What I quickly came to realize is I'm going to be working at this place for full time for 4 months. At first, I was overwhelmed because I realized this was my last chance to gain the skills necessary to be an entry-level physical therapist. But what I came to realize is that it's important to have an open mind to learning and realize you will never have all the answers. My CI was a dance specialist at our clinic, so I gradually became more familiar with dance-specific terms and exercises, which helped me to broaden my horizons. During this time also, many of us were preparing for the licensure exam at the end of April 2023 while working 40 hours per week and trying to navigate job interviews. We were stressed, tired, and feeling burnt out, but we all managed to make it through, speaking to our character as a cohort. In closing, I would like to finish with a quote from Thomas Edison that describes physical therapy as a whole. The doctor of the future will give no medicine, but interest his patient in the care of the human frame, in diet, and in the cause and prevention of disease. As a physical therapist, we must all continue to strive to embody this statement and to become first-line healthcare providers, giving the best care to our patients. I challenge you all to strive to be the best physical therapist you can upon graduation, and I'm greatly going to miss the class of 2023 and all the fun times we had. Many of you feel like family now, and I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Congratulations, class of 2023. We made it.
Well done, Kyle. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to present our first award of the afternoon, the Academic Excellence Award. This award is given to the student who achieved the highest academic performance on coursework throughout the Doctor of Physical Therapy program. Now, for our family and friends in the audience, I should point out that our program consists of 115 credit hours. It is a rigorous curriculum with students progressing through foundational sciences, clinical and applied sciences, and finally, clinical education. Students are asked to juggle homework, quizzes, checkoffs, reviews, exams, lab practicals, internships, group projects, reflections, community service, professional involvement, graduate assistantships and jobs, and, oh yeah, a global pandemic and online learning. This class is filled with exceptional students and scholars, and this year, the separation between top GPAs in the cohort came down to just hundredths of a point. But our award recipient today gives new meaning to the term academic excellence. He, so there's your first clue, finished the program with a 3.981 GPA. To put that in context, he earned all A's in every course, though he obviously slacked off in one course and got just an A-. I looked back at his grades in gross anatomy, and they went something like this. Exam 1, 100%. Exam 2, 100%. Exam 3, 100%. Lab practical 1, 100%. Anyway, you get the point. I had the pleasure of getting to know our award recipient very well, as he has been my academic advisee for the past 3 years. Funny, friendly, humble, polite, soft-spoken, mature, and as we would say in Boston, wicked smart. They say that a beard is a sign of wisdom, and this is definitely true of our winner, Cody Bryant.
Students participate in 40 weeks of clinical experiences in addition to multiple opportunities throughout the curriculum to interact with patients, families, and healthcare providers in a clinical setting. The award for clinical excellence is awarded to the student who has consistently demonstrated exemplary performance during curricular-provided clinical experiences. We ask the clinical instructors to partake in the selection process by submitting nominations for the Clinical Excellence Award. And I would like to share with you a few of the comments I received from this year's recipients, clinical instructors. Is extremely caring and truly wants the best for our patients. Is always extremely dependable, and we know we can count on this student daily. Student holds his or herself to high standards and definitely wants to become a better clinician. Will be a phenomenal PT. Has been one of my most well-rounded students throughout the entirety of this clinical rotation. Has done a great job building rapport with patients and has been extremely helpful with treatments and assisting with rehab progressions. Is very driven and self-motivated. We've said many times that he would be a great addition to our staff here at the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club if we were to hire a new PT. I believe that this exemplifies his clinical readiness and is a huge nod to the great work Ben has done with us over the past 16 weeks. I'm honored to award this year's Clinical Excellence Award to Ben West.
It is my honor to present the Core Values Award, which is awarded to a student who consistently exemplifies the 9 APTA core values throughout their journey as a member of the DPT student body. This year, we have a winner who strongly embodies all of these core values. While I won't be able to list all of her accomplishments, I hope to capture some of the highlights. Our award winner this year is described as a standout in multiple areas. While in the DPT program, the student spent many hours outside of the classroom co-leading Wheels on the James in a very, very challenging times, seeing patients in the community health clinic, providing leadership and patient care in the new prosthetics and orthotics special interest group, and going to Italy on a study abroad. While she was an exceptional student here at school, she also stood out in demonstrating the core values in the clinic as well. We received a nomination for this award from her clinical instructor, and I would like to share what is written. While Jamie has been on our clinic, I believe she has excelled in all the areas outlined in the APTA core values. She has consistently engaged with patients in a way that allows them to feel open to express themselves and appropriately weave their goals into therapy. She has appropriately managed communication with a varying socioeconomic demographic, along with adjusting education and therapy to meet the patient where they are. She has shown an ability to effectively communicate with other therapy staff and remain professional in all interactions. She will be an excellent clinician going forward, and I'm excited to welcome her into the profession upon graduation. Please join me in congratulating Jamie Test Best Taylor for the 2023 Core Values Award.
It is my great honor to present the Service Award. This award recognizes a student who has demonstrated extraordinary leadership and engagement in experiential service-based learning opportunities through our Student Professional Involvement Program. This award recipient took advantage of a broad range of professional service opportunities, including participation in special interest groups in pediatrics, orthotics and prosthetics, and orthopedics. This person participated in Go Serve and PT Day of Service events, CATS equipment scrubs, culture group, APTA Virginia Students Special Interest Group, Valley District meetings. The students' engagement in so many different professional activities has been exemplary. This person wrote in reflection, "It's important to put yourself out there and experience new things. Each will teach you something different, and it's important to experience that variety." This person was also an innovative and patient leader in the Wheels on the James Community Service Group. This person was able to keep fellow students motivated and created new fundraising activities. As part of this person's legacy, the Wheels on the James Group has been able to deliver over 20 adaptive tricycles to children who cannot ride traditional bikes, the most that has ever been delivered in our program's history. This person wrote, "I really have enjoyed having the opportunity to see the look on the child's face when they were getting fitted for their bike or when they were finally able to take the bike home. Having the opportunity to act as a leader in a group I am so passionate about was very rewarding, and I hope to continue to see this group grow." We are so thankful for this student's generosity, passion, engagement as a servant leader. She is an amazing human being and will be an outstanding physical therapist. Please join me in recognizing this award winner, Sydney Farley.
Hello. Leadership takes many different forms, and leaders themselves each have distinguishing approaches. As such, we have found ourselves with 2 Leadership Award recipients today. Our first recipient can best be described as a relationship builder, a connector. Class of 2023, I think as we've mentioned, you first came together in the summer of 2020 as tiny little boxes on the Google Meet. This person, I know, made it a mission to reach out to those little boxes and to try to understand the people inside those squares. Through this challenge and over the next several years, this person endeavored to hear the perspectives of classmates, from those who were doing well to those who might have been struggling, and everyone else in between. I believe it is this subtle skill of listening that made this individual a leader, and not just the president of your cohort. Now, I don't mean to say that this person only listened. As his advisor, I can guarantee that he can also talk. And talk. And talk. But seriously, I believe in this talking, he encourages others to share, providing space for each and every one of your cohort. It is for this unique gift that I'm pleased to award a Leadership Award for the class of 2023 to Davis Tarkenton.
As you've heard, service is an important part of the educational process in the University of Lynchburg DPT program. Through service, students have the opportunity to take on leadership positions in the different groups and clubs that exist in the University of The University of Lynchburg Community Health Center provides pro bono care to individuals in and around the Lynchburg area who do not have insurance, are unable to meet the demands of copays, or who are unable to find the care they need. During the COVID-19 pandemic, our clinic was shut down, and concerns were raised about its ability to return to the thriving center and educational facility it had become. Under the leadership of Cody Bryant, the clinic was able to return to its prior capacity and has since exceeded the number of patients, student providers, and hours of service than we have previously provided. Additionally, the students were able to revive the primary event which provides funding for the clinic, our annual 5K race. I am proud of the effort Cody and his fellow board members put in to achieve such an accomplishment, and I am pleased to announce him as a recipient of a University of Lynchburg DPT Leadership Award. Congratulations, Cody.
The 2023 Doctor of Physical Therapy degrees, which have been voted on by the Board of Trustees, will now be conferred.
Will all candidates for the degree of Doctor of Physical Therapy please rise? President Morrison Shetler, I have the honor to present 44 candidates for the degree of the Doctor of Physical Therapy. These candidates have successfully completed their course of study as assigned, have been certified by the faculty of the university, and approved by the Board of Trustees. And I ask that you, by your official act, confer upon them this degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and on the recommendation of the faculty of the University of Lynchburg, I confer upon these candidates the degrees of Doctor of Physical Therapy with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining.
I also present 2 candidates for the degree of Doctor of Physical Therapy who expect to qualify for their degrees by the end of the summer or the fall session. Subject to the completion of degree requirements, diplomas will be issued in September. The degree candidates will come forward to be recognized along with the degree recipients. Will all doctoral candidates please be seated except the first row who are asked to come forward to the platform.
Contrary to instructions from other ceremonies, we recommend you do make lots of noise for your loved ones. Austin Hanley Bennett. Hunter Thompson Bogert. Taylor Bogert. Chloe Alexis Bolin. Logan Andrew Davis. Sydney Paige Farley. Cody Lee Bryant. Riley Andrew Conrad. Julia Grace Flowers. Heath Thomas Hardiman. Saeed Walid Hashimi. Courtney Aaron Halloran. Megan Ann Pelletier. Brandon Michael Horde. Kendall Macaulay Hulbert. Vincent Wynn. Austin Jackson. Kevin Michael Kelly. Kyle Coleman Kirby. Jenna Therese Knaus. Willie Marrow. Denise Ashley Martin. No, it's backwards. You got it upside down. It takes a village. Jessica Marie McQuaid. Christian Alexander Morales. Ian Austin Nide. Harrison Zachary Norton. Cassandra Leanne Novak. Elizabeth Rose Oden. Mackenzie Parcell. Ashlyn Brooke Paulette. Austin Mackenzie Pierpont. Johnny Bryce. Logan Reichel. Morgan Alexis Rhodes. Julianne McClellan Seitz. Davis Daniel Tarkenton. Brandon Zachary Taylor. Jamie Best Taylor. Kyle Hitendra Thakur. Amelia Tilley. Benjamin Taylor West. Mallory Wolford. Brianna Sue Wood. Christine Buchanan Yancey. How about one more large round of applause for these doctors?
Thank you for attending today's ceremony. A reception will be held in the Graduate Health Sciences building immediately after the recessional. Graduates may pick up a copy of their composite picture when they come. We would like to thank Medical Facilities of America for sponsoring the reception. And now I'll let Class President Dr. Davis Tarkington offer some closing remarks.
Oh my. It has been 154 weeks and 4 days since we officially met as a cohort and attended our first online class. When I think back to the weeks leading up to that initial meeting, the word that comes to mind is trust. It was a crazy COVID time, and after worrying and wondering what was going to happen, I decided to trust the program, the process, and the professors, and get on with it. Trust continued when we became family, and we were placed into our groups. We were charged with staying safe, wearing our masks, and making good, healthy choices. That was a period of serious trust. We made it through the first year, and then we had to put on our trust in the first shot. We trusted our professors to cut us some slack when we had reactions to the vax, or if we came down with the Rona. There was also an unspoken trust with roommates and close friends that they would be there for you when you were sick or had been exposed and were in isolation. Thank you to those who helped me when I was in bed suffering with symptoms. There was trust in the atrium gatherings after all of our tests and practicals, making sure everyone survived. Turns out, we all just needed some sleep to reset our weary minds for the rest of the week or take advantage of 3-day weekends for Friday tests. We had to trust in our polling process, which was our tool of choice for making easy, moderate, and difficult decisions for the group. And the majority still rules. It was even a thing back when we were kids, remember? Well, it was something we collectively agreed upon, and it was successful throughout years 1 through 3. We trusted our study habits would serve us well after hours spent in the break room and library. If only we had an air fryer, we could have made some more chicken and rice. Or on the other hand, had a few sleeping bags for those needing to be in the building past midnight. There might be someone amongst us who would ever think of doing that. We trusted there would be time for delivering morning cracks to remedy computer posture syndrome. And a side note, if your PT student loved one has not attempted this on you yet, we were taught techniques you see Kairos perform on patients, so enjoy or be warned. Or why not trust us? And the trust goes on. We trusted Dr. Blair would give us a fun cocktail fact to liven up a lecture. And our faculty is trusting us to pass the MPTE, right? Congrats to those who passed in April. But seriously, we trust, we are prepared, and will be successful. Thank you, Lynchburg DPT faculty and staff. So here we are, ready to move on and start the next phase of our lives and begin our professions as doctors of physical therapy. I trust we will remember each other and continue the connections we made. Take a look at the people surrounding you and remember this day and this ceremony. We should feel comfortable calling on one another in the future and consider our cohort members valuable resources and colleagues. Thank you for trusting me to lead the cohort as your president. It has been my privilege to do so. And finally, I trust this is not a final goodbye, but a see you later and good luck. Trusting we meet again. Congratulations, guys.